All right, hello, welcome back. We are here again with the great Lita Broman, who needs no introduction at this point. She has dubbed herself Quidditch Olympian. So, Lita, really, I know you've been having fun with these podcasts, but I'm glad you're on to bigger and better things.
Austin, if you think that this podcast is the only thing that I have going on, you're crazy, okay? Like, literally, as soon as this quarantine is over, I'm going to Vancouver. I am caring about this because I care about everything I do, but I really don't actually care. This is not nearly the biggest thing in my life. This is just something that I'm doing on the side.
Yeah, well, the only people listening are a bunch of silly little freshmen, so it's fine.
Yeah, so.
Yes, well, I mean, now that we've gotten that out of the way, we should probably just stop the podcast. I mean, what else is there?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't care.
Anyway, how are you actually doing?
I'm doing okay. It's so weird because normally I come on a podcast after a few days and I can give an update on some things I've been up to, but nobody's up to anything ever. So, I mean, I'm fine. Been playing some online backgammon. Did a cold read of a Shakespeare play last night, which was pretty fun. So,
which one?
Cymbeline.
I've never heard of that one.
It's definitely not a top tier one. It's completely insane though. It's there's a character that's just the god Jupiter who comes down on a flying eagle shooting lightning to tell everybody that they're being stupid. Yeah, Shakespeare really kind of trailed off there at the end.
Well, did you know that Shakespeare wrote whatever during quarantine? I mean,
the monster fuck
during the
Part
plague
7
or whatever. Yeah, what is that whole meme? I don't even understand.
It's not a meme. It's a comedy Bang Bang.
Oh. What about I feel like the Shakespeare inventing thing during the plague?
The meme is that Shakespeare wrote King Lear while he was quarantined for the plague, and then people just made it Shakespeare wrote the Roxy Andrews verse of Read You Wrote You during quarantine for the plague.
Oh my god. That's very good.
And mine was a comedy Bang Bang reference.
Okay. Well, since I don't get that reference, but I probably should. I know I'm told that I should. So yeah. maybe that'll be a thing I catch up.
There's only 650 episodes of the podcast. You can catch up real quick. They're only 2 hours each.
Despite the fact that I have not finished a podcast since let's see. Nope, since quarantine started, I have not finished a podcast. So
wow, I am tearing through podcasts a lot faster because all I can do to go out of the house is go for walks and runs.
I guess I usually go on walks and runs with Danny, so I'm not alone. So it's awkward to listen to a podcast. So then if I'm
Kevin and I listen to our individual stuff when we go running together.
We thought about doing that, but then I tried once with running, and I was using earbuds that don't have or noise canceling, and it felt really weird to hear my breath like that. So I just hated it, so I stopped.
Huh? I only ever listen to podcasts while I run.
Yeah. Okay, Terrapin Trials. We have 2 episodes to talk about, so let's get into it. And I think I have a few different things I want to do with this one.
Did you tweet the link to this video?
I did on the Survivor Maryland account.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to RT it.
Yeah, go RT it. It should be the second most recent tweet.
Yes. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna retweet it now too.
She's RT'd. Okay.
I know some people have been picking it up in the back end, so we'll shout out to those people. But if you're here live, great. Anyway, so we have 2 episodes to talk about. Interesting things going on. I think probably 2 outcomes that you were very happy with.
I loved not being nervous during tribal council.
Because 0 girls were targeted, except I guess Marissa.
Kind of Marissa, but I also I thought that if I knew that Marissa wasn't going home, not because I was spoiled, but because there's no way that the number of people would stand Marissa to the extent that they do if she had gone out there. She has not done anything. So she became moderately iconic in the 2nd episode when she had her sunglasses and said, if you're planning on getting me out, then that sucks for you because I won.
Yeah, we'll get to the Marissa tribal performance because that is one of my favorite things. And she was, I think there was a lot going on with that night with her, and certainly not influenced by anything in particular. But I can also remember that she distinctly attacked me with a tiki torch. So that's what I can remember from that night very vividly.
Wow.
It was kind of enjoyable, but it did hurt a little bit. Um, but sometimes being the host is a tough job. You have to just face attacks at all times.
Yeah, being the host is especially a tough job when Harry is in the game.
Ooh, I mean, I think I lost my cool with him a little bit there at that one.
Yeah,
I left that in there. Well, let's. I don't know. Where do you want to start? I'll let you drive on what you want to first talk about. Is it Harry? Do you want me to talk about Harry?
Yeah, we can talk about Harry. I like his pink cast.
Yes.
I like that having a confession.
Thing you said about Harry this season.
Yes, and I like that when you hear Harry in the opening confessional of the first episode here of episode 9, he talks about having a confessional together as being basically like being cheated on. Like the way that he's talking about it is like, and then I found out that they had a confessional together, and that was just it for me.
Look, maybe he thinks that it's like you actually go to the priest. It's like very intimate.
That is very intimate.
Yeah.
Are you a priest?
Some people have considered me that before.
Oh,
at least a rabbi.
At least. What is a rabbi? Like a lower? Austin, will there be, I know that there's hopefully no more running in circles challenges, but will there be a Beyonce trivia challenge?
I did write that down, and I don't want to spoil you, but it's certainly possible. We'll give it a 50-50 chance. Yeah. Okay.
What about a Beyonce trivia challenge while you run in circles?
It does sound kind of fun. I could do like you have to I could have just done it with the symbols challenge. I could have just had Beyonce like iconography or like different outfits or something. And
that's true. That was kind of a running in circles challenge.
I was gonna say it was basically a running in circles challenge. Did you also enjoy that the little swipe and door games that save people about 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Close the other person as if it made a big difference.
Yeah, I know that you told me that swipes were going to play a factor, and I didn't even notice. And then afterward, I was like, oh, they must have needed to swipe. They
had to swipe into the doors. That's why people were closing it on each other. It wasn't really a big thing. I was overhyping it. Okay. But so on Harry, I think at the time my goal for especially episode 10 was to just let Harry go out, get the full annoying Harry out there and really not hide any of it, so that when he left, it was at least as satisfying as it was for me as a host. Did you appreciate that tactic, or were you we could have just had an invisible Harry boot episode?
I mean, no, I appreciated it. I mean, I think when there are certain things that bother me in terms of the edit, not that Maryland has the same kind of edit, obviously, because people are subject to how often they submit their own confessionals. For example, if this was, if you had unlimited access to footage, I don't think Holly would be as invisible in this season as she is. But I think I do appreciate when somebody is so irritating knowing that they're not going to win. And I think you did a good job of portraying that obviously Harry was not going to win. Otherwise, you wouldn't have shown so many people being so annoyed with him.
Yeah, I don't think I could have taken it much more in the game or in the edit if it lasted past this point. So
yeah, absolutely.
He embraced winning most annoying. I appreciate that he owned it. I don't know why that made him become more annoying, though.
He embraced it in the way that I feel like people who are really annoying like that are somewhat aware of it, but they're also really insecure about it. And so the way that they compensate for that is by saying yes, wearing it as a badge of honor. But really, totally. I believe that probably really hurt him. And that's one of the reasons that he was so bitter when he was voted out. And he was also probably so bitter because right before he goes out, he's like, the only person I have full confidence in is Holly. Totally in on Holly.
Well, I don't even think he realized necessarily that Holly turned on him after the vote. I mean, I don't remember. I didn't actually watch the votes going back, but I think that she did not vote for him.
I mean, either way, I think
but she knew, obviously.
Yeah, he thought he was more secure than he was. I don't know. Those were the most annoying final words.
I mean, those are the most bitter final words, or most at least for me, there's been nothing like that in terms of final words. People just but that's totally, I think, what, he doesn't like to lose. He's a sore loser.
It's so you're not breaking up with me, I'm breaking up with you.
Yes.
It's not even bitter because we love bitter jurors. Okay. We love the podcast and the concept. At least I love bitter jurors. It's not bitter, it's butthurt. It's pretending that something is beneath you because you didn't win.
It's the thing that pissed me off literally the most as a child is when you'd like play someone in a video game and then they would be like, well, I wasn't even trying. Like,
yeah, or like I didn't care.
I was like, I will take losing. You can crush me in anything. I can accept that. I cannot accept you like not pretending like you care.
Yeah, and just like, God, there is nothing lamer than pointing to Quidditch as the main thing you have going on in your life. It's a fake sport. It's not real. I don't know what Quidditch Olympics means. It's not the
World Cup, Lita.
He said World Cup, whatever. Like,
I don't know.
Real. I think he said something about the Olympics.
No, he probably did.
But that's obviously not. It's obviously not the Olympics. It's a fake sport. It's very lame, and I know there's just nothing more pathetic than being like, yeah, I have real stuff going on in my life, like this magic sport based on a book.
Yeah, I mean, if he said like I'm like starting a business or like like
that would have been lame too. I'm trying to think of anything that he could have said that would have been cool. Considering that I wasn't impressed by him fighting the Boston Bomber, I don't know what he could have possibly said.
He can't top that. He peaked in high school.
I mean, if he was like, I'm legitimately going to the Olympics, I am a world-class figure skater, then I would have been like, okay.
I think Marissa was the top figure skater this episode. She really had the immunity twirl down.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I thought you were about to tell me that Marissa was like a world-class figure skater, and I would have believed you. She's very small.
She could do some twirls. Oh, you have Jack's brother played on Harry's Major League Quidditch team, so it sounds legit. So I think you're underselling him.
It's not a legit sport. It's a fake sport. It's based on a children's book.
Whoa. Well, let's not knock Harry Potter. Let's be clear for a second, but
why? That's not knocking it. I respect children's literature.
Yeah, but you don't like children, so.
Well, no, but I don't know. I love Harry Potter. I just don't. I don't take it into my real life in the way that some people do.
True or false? Is your favorite thing about Survivor Maryland that there's no loved ones visit so no chance of children?
God, the thing is that the loved one visit normally means no chance of children. There's been like 2 children in the history of all loved ones visits. They just changed the rules for tonight. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen the press photos. You are allowed 1 adult loved one and an unlimited number of children. I'm so angry.
I would just bring like an entire school class.
Literally, why can't you just be like...
Ron Clark's got like his whole academy.
Yeah, bring like all of your nieces and nephews. I don't know. Like, it's so dumb. Why are you allowed it's so dumb. Speaking of which, Jeremy has more children than there are people left in the cast.
Is he outnumbered Val's idols at this point?
Almost, yeah. I mean, Val has, I think, 7, and he has 4 kids.
Yeah. He has 4 now?
Yeah.
I did not realize that.
Yes, there are literally 4.
Oh my God. Okay, so yes, Harry's last words, very fun. And by very fun, I mean actually awful, but like hilariously kind of iconic.
That would be the podcast title if we release this as a podcast. By very fun, I mean actually awful.
I think that I look back through the footage after tribals usually, and I looked and I just like convulsed when I first saw them. But watching them like 5 years later, I now can appreciate it. How humorously butthurt they were.
Yeah.
Let's go back to episode 9 and kind of go through that first. I think we'll probably have a little bit less to talk about with that. Did you think I wrote down the first note I had was Eric's going after Harry. This is Lita's dream.
Yeah. I mean, Eric is the classique merge boot, right? So as soon as he didn't win immunity, I felt like this is probably going to be Eric regardless. He's only not the merge boot because he won immunity. So as soon as it was like, okay, but who is it going to be between? It's going to be Eric and somebody else. As soon as Harry's name gets out there, I'm like, this is going to be great.
I'm like, oh, I'm in. I'm back in.
I'm locked in for these 2 episodes. Why did Feluke scream when you guys were in that basement?
You have to go back. It's an annoying Harry thing. I don't know if the scream was quite merited, but Harry was like peeking into like right next to her ear and was like going. It was like actually very creepy. And then like he just like whispered in it. And I know people are very, very sensitive to the whispering in ear thing. So okay.
Yes,
it was a weird thing though.
Yeah, because you were just like, we're in the basement right after that, and I didn't realize you were just continuing your sentence. So I was like, was there like a spider or something?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Did you track on the new impression we had this episode?
No.
It was a fluke, and you can guess who she was talking about. I'll let you guess it.
Okay.
Oh, my body's so right. I'm so athletic.
Was that Eric or Harry?
It was about Alex.
Oh.
I can't believe you missed that.
Sorry.
It was right at the beginning of 9. You probably were too excited about the Eric Harry target each other thing, but I think they were recapping the last vote and got it. My body's so right.
I was too overwhelmed by how much the cold is affecting this season.
That's right.
As everyone's in shorts.
Look, okay, it warms up as it goes on. So we can erase that from the intro at this point. That's why I shortened the intro to get that out of there. Did you I also noted a few more instances of the word bitch being used this episode by a variety of people. So maybe it just was more of a thing in 2014.
Yeah. God, we got to keep a. I just made myself laugh. I was saying that we should keep a bitch track where we track how many times we say bitch. But then I realized that bitch track is already a phrase.
I think we're getting close to a drinking game where we have the map Denton references. We have the bitch things. I don't know what else we could add to the list.
I think we should impressions. I think we should make one going into the next season, into Guts and Glory.
Oh, that would be fun. I probably would have to like come up with them myself, but yeah, we could, because I don't think they do have the same idiosyncrasies as this season, to be honest.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, we could make that work. I think that'd be good.
Okay.
So Eric obviously was the boot here, and he definitely tried a few things at the end. What did you think of Eric trying to pitch to the girls?
I mean, like, Eric's like, I don't know, I always end up working with the girls. Like, well, the girls are all working together, so I don't know if this is going to happen for you. I mean, yeah, Eric is trying stuff. I understand why he's an all-star. He's just never going to be the type of player that I connect with.
Right. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not.
You're not?
No. I think that something is really cool, and it's not an all-star spoiler, but I think Eric was one of the most self-reflective people between seasons. I think he watched himself a lot and was like, I can't do like this over like I'm a villain thing.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that. I'm not saying that you're going to be like, oh my God, now I love Eric King, but that is something that I always like. I think there's a deep kind of introspection that he has that a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Did you think that Fluke or Victoria should have entertained what he was saying at all?
I don't think so. I don't think there's any reason at this point for Fluke and Victoria to change up what they're doing right now, because the issues for them, and at this point, more Victoria is going to be somebody like Holly. It's going to be somebody in her own alliance that is the biggest threat to her, not somebody that they're already targeting.
Right. And she set up too, I think a big theme throughout the 2 episodes was, and I think Victoria kind of did a like wink mention of it at Tribal Council in one of the episodes, where they've got these 2 alliances of 4. They've got the original Hukatana 4 that's been since day 1, but also has had so many trust issues, and you also have the girls 4. So there isn't really much of a reason for them to deviate from having both of those set, because they're great options.
Yeah, if you're in both of those alliances, you're good right now. It's cannibalizing each other that's going to be the problem, and so she needs to be thinking about setting up for that. I think that Fluke quoting "Perks of Being a Wallflower" is the most college thing to happen.
Lita, do you accept the love that we think we deserve?
So I am like deeply, speaking of books that are definitely for children, I love that book and I love the movie because they both take place in Pittsburgh, and it's actually, the movie is actually filmed in Pittsburgh, and the book like references specific places. It's not just one of those things where it's like the author has never been there and just sets it in a random town. Like the author is very much from Pittsburgh. So I just love that book so much because I'm like, it's me. I'm deep and from Pittsburgh.
I mean, I got to say, I did not know the book was from Pittsburgh, so that's news to me, but that does make sense. The Pittsburgh resident would know.
Have you ever seen the movie?
No.
Oh my God, you and Danny have to watch it. It's like so many shots of Pittsburgh.
Maybe Danny's seen it. I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
You guys have to watch it. Have a romantic date this weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, our schedule's pretty full, so.
I'm sure you're going to have to watch movies.
Yes. We haven't done a lot of movies this quarantine.
God, we're watching all the Star Wars.
I'm sure you're having a blast.
I am so excited to post my rankings.
The what?
What? I said I'm so excited. Once I'm done, I'm so excited to post my rankings and reasonings on Twitter because my rankings are going to be so different from everybody else's because the reason that I don't like some of the movies are completely random.
I'm excited for this, actually. This is just Lita's first time Survivor Maryland takes and Lita's first time Star Wars takes are
yeah, we're on Attack of the Clones, so I'm exactly halfway through.
Did you go 4 through 6, then back to 1 to 3?
No, we yes. We went in chronological of when they were released.
Okay. I just had a friend who went 1 on and my coworker, which I think is a bad move.
No, if they wanted it to be in that order, they would have released it in that order.
Yeah. Well, if you start, also, if it started with 1, it never would have been a thing. Star Wars wouldn't be any sort of cultural.
Yeah, because 1 is insane.
Yeah, it really is. So is 2. Okay. We're deviating from Survivor Maryland. I think we lost some people. The Star Wars just pissed everybody off.
Me too, girl.
Yeah. I have some like random notes from this episode, but I don't have a ton of other. Holly winning immunity was nice.
Yes.
I enjoyed that. Just a great thing for girls this episode all around. Did you? I know this isn't like talking strategy deeply. It's just the existence of strategy. I always felt it was kind of funny that the split vote was such a hard thing for everybody to grasp.
Well, if you haven't seen Survivor before, I do understand that.
Well, it was like Terry had to redo Plan Voodoo. Like he had to go back into cowboy mode and explain why they were doing this.
Okay, but Cowboy did invent the split vote.
I know, but Terry basically had to reinvent it.
Reinvent it. Yes. Yeah, and then it didn't even work because Victoria couldn't keep it together. I don't understand. I've heard people say that Victoria's a game bot. That's false.
Yeah, this was not a game bot moment for Victoria.
No, Victoria's also like kind of I mean, I don't know. I do feel like it was unfair. Moving into episode 2, I do think it was unfair that people said that she was voting based on emotion, and that's why she messed it up. I legitimately just think she was confused.
I always wanted to get to the bottom of this, and I like for a while I thought that she was maybe playing like it was emotional, and that like it was doing like the Danny Boatwright not even tell the producers thing where it was like I actually just wanted Eric out, but I don't think that was the case.
No, I think that she would have said that in confessional.
Yeah. There was something that happened with I don't know what I honestly, because I don't have the footage. I don't remember. Like she was basically really mad at Eric, where she thought that he was like basically saying different things to different people, like right before the vote. And so I think that's what kind of teed her off, and that's why she kind of made that comment to Tribal that was like, if you're lying to everyone, blah blah blah. So I think she was just like a mix of like kind of forgot the plan and kind of was like angry in the moment. So that's how she explained it. So I don't think it's a crazy thing for people to say, but I don't really know the details of how exactly that happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt that it was unfair for everybody to say that she was just playing on emotion and that she was like too weak of a player or whatever. Yeah,
I think that she had a moment of confusion as a word and maybe mixed with emotions, but that doesn't make you an emotional player. And I'm
right.
sure the thing that's thrown around to someone like that isn't really true at all. But
there's also nothing wrong with being an emotional player. People are saying it like it's a bad thing.
We enjoy emotional players. I feel like the season is full of them. Which
Survivor is an emotional game.
Yeah. Some people we know hate Victoria, and I don't get it.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah. The couple of things I wrote down from this episode. Terry is very wide-eyed in his voting confessionals. He really like gets in there, and it's like,
oh. Well, Terry's being driven crazy because of how hard his life is, okay?
His girlfriend doesn't want him to play
His
Survivor.
girlfriend doesn't want him to play Survivor. Rushing literally takes up his whole life, or pledging, or whatever. I don't know what the difference is. And he had to drop all of his other extracurriculars, yet still can't do a challenge until 1 a.m.
The whole pledging thing is very weird because somebody rushed his. I think it's like a business frat or something, or some sort of like.
That's what it says in his Chiron. Terry's like the Debbie Wanner of Survivor. Is it what?
Did it change?
He has like a different thing all the time.
Does he?
I think so. Has it always said business fraternity? I thought it said like I don't know. I thought it said other things. It said like his major, and then it said I don't know.
I could be wrong. I don't know what I was doing back then. I thought it was business quite a storyline.
Oh, maybe it's not. I don't know. I feel like people's chirons change a lot.
I don't know.
Because in the first episode, it's like some people are just like an activity that they do. It's like all Eastern runner or whatever, and then it's like their major, and then it's other things.
Well, I think Terry was business fraternity, but regardless, it could have changed because he had to drop everything else. So I changed it over time. I talked to somebody who like rushed that same thing the next semester, and they were like, "It's not that much of a time commitment. Like it's a lot."
It's also 34 days later than when this started. It can't still be going on.
Apparently, it was. I don't know. Look, the cold is affecting this season, Lita.
I mean, this is a weird winter in Maryland that we went from like torrential snow to shorts in 34 days.
Well, I told you the first day was 65 degrees, and then it went to the snow. It's very weird. Global warming's, environmental changes are scary. We had the introduction of Fluke F Baby, which is a rapper name that I should have put that as my name.
What's her last name?
Tuakli.
Oh, so it's just Fluke.
I'm not
being
sure
Austin A or Lita L.
Right. Look, she can do what she wants.
Of course she can. She's going to be the first female Survivor winner.
I enjoyed the I wish I had an idol. Don't we all? Yes.
No, Fluke is saying multiple times that they were going to have the first female Survivor winner. Not Survivor Maryland winner. We're going to have the first female Survivor winner.
It's the Sam Smith at the Oscars.
Yes, exactly.
I never get over that. I hate Sam Smith. Anyway, you too. Oh, nice. So,
of course I hate Sam Smith.
So, I don't know. I wouldn't have known that offhand.
They're the kind of celebrity that I hate.
Okay, yeah. I think he's overrated. Well, I think they are overrated. So the king was dethroned. We can go through episode 9. I think the Fluke idol thing is a good transition. So one of the things we learned in the double episode was that Fluke told Holly about the stolen idol and told Victoria already before about the other idol. What do you think generally about the Fluke?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised that Holly doesn't say immediately that that's obviously not allowed.
That's where I think it's one of the things where if you're not like reading interviews, which I think Holly was she definitely watched and loved Survivor, but I think that she was a casual, and I think that if you're not reading the interviews, you wouldn't know for sure. Like she had the inclination of like, I think that's not legal, but if you don't know and you're playing in a game where I could technically have a little bit different rules, I could see why it would be a gray area.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a little bit different rules in that you told people that it's going to be a final 2, which I think was a great call because Survivor, like, I think the problem that people have with a majority of Survivor twists is not just that the twist exists, it's that the players have no way to prepare for it, right? Yeah. So Micronesia would have been a completely different season if Suri was able to prepare for a final 2 instead of a final 3. It's completely unfair that she wasn't able to. There's no reason that it should have been a final 2 that was within her control. So I do think it's good that you told them.
It took me like I don't remember my exact thought process of what, like, I don't know if I had a plan of when exactly I was going to tell them or not, but I guess I felt like at 7, like that's really where the end game starts, and it's fair knowledge for people to know. And I feel like I had hinted it over the season that like I had a final 2 last season. I like final 2s, but I didn't always do a final 2. So I'm glad you feel the same way. I think it's always better and more interesting to see people work through it rather than around it. And also it's much more interesting strategy.
Yes, Survivor should be based on strategy, not pure chance.
Yeah.
And if you're basing your strategy around false information, that doesn't make for a good season or winner.
Yeah. So with that in mind too, I think that's really what makes the Fluke, Holly, Victoria thing very compelling. What are your thoughts on kind of the three of them?
Yeah, completely. I don't know what happens here, but I don't see a way for this to not bite Fluke at some point. I wonder if there's any chance. I think what would be I love Fluke, but I think it would be a really amazing TV for Victoria and Holly to get together at some point, because why are they wasting resources fighting to be number 2 with somebody who they both know has an idol? Obviously, they think she has different idols. But if they were to compare notes, that would be a disaster for Fluke.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. I think that this will kind of start in the very beginning of the next episode, but I feel like at this point in the season, it's very the edit of Fluke and the like game view of Fluke is very hard to reconcile. Like I think she got a lot of good superlatives, but also some that like it was very hard for me to tell how people actually viewed her and playing the game. And I think that especially this season, like the power was so centralized and so few people up to this point that I would imagine people who like the early jurors have no idea really what happened and who was, pulling the strings, leading the vote. So it's very hard. And I think that's what makes the dynamic between all three of them very murky, is because they all know things are happening and some involves them and some don't, but they also don't know how the rest of the jury would feel about that.
Yeah, I also don't know how self-aware Fluke is. Like, that's a really important quality in a good Survivor player. And I do feel like just little things like Fluke being like, Harry is like really turned up and I'm really turned down. It's like, no, you're not. Like, your character
in that episode.
What?
She was very tired in episode 7, I feel like.
Sure, but it doesn't, like, she's describing herself as a person in that as being like a calm and like low-key person, which is just like so not the case. Or even if it is the case, it's not how she's presenting herself. It's not how other people are seeing her. And what matters way more in Survivor is how other people perceive you, not who you actually are.
Yeah, that's a really good point too. I think that Fluke I think that she has moments of very acute and like almost like hyper self-awareness, and then also moments where she doesn't understand and perceive. I think she's more self-aware than she is aware of others' perceptions.
Sure. Yeah. But I also think she's playing a character to an extent.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to get lost in that.
Yeah. And then believe it yourself. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that I think it's also like I feel like we're seeing really the example time and time again of like it's very similar to, I think, Tony and Cagayan, where having idols makes you a lot more confident and to play and to feel a lot more confident and also to say that. And I think she's kind of experiencing some of the same thing where we see her a lot of times make decisions based on that level of confidence.
When do the idols expire?
Final 5, same as the show. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that kind of leads into also episode 7 or episode 10, final 7 is where we really finally, like, the Girls Alliance has been talked about this, for so long, and they're talking about putting it together finally, and then gasp, Marissa is in Holly's room.
Yeah, can't believe it. I love the freeze frame. I thought Extreme Waves was going to drop.
I should have. I didn't know about the Genius at the time.
Yes.
So what did you think about the Girls Alliance finally coming together?
Yeah, TG. I mean, Marissa, Stephanie LaGrossa, who she is making it into the merge and keep kicking that can down the line. There's no way she gets to the end, in my opinion, unless she's totally dragged. But I do think that she's playing the Stephanie game, where she's not going to be the biggest threat as long as she's on her own. But as soon as it gets down to alliances are going to need to cannibalize each other, she's going to be the easy vote there, and they're going to want to push that off as long as possible.
Do you feel like she's finally kicked aside the can on the Fluke grudge?
I don't know. Being kicked in the stomach, kicking down the can, I don't know. Is there something there? Maybe. I don't think that Marissa has any room to have a grudge right now, right? So even if she's still mad at Fluke, she needs to go with any option that's presented to her.
Yeah. yeah, I think it was interesting to see them all come together, and it certainly, I think there's a lot of trust there, but we certainly got the hint of Victoria not feeling 100% on it still, and wondering if she's kind of at the top of that. Which, I think that that's one of the reasons I really like Victoria, is that she's always kind of thinking about where she falls within that, and the emotion of getting the Girls Alliance together, I think, was really exciting for all of them. But it's always interesting to see how much everyone feels, 100% about that.
Yeah, and I certainly like that we've gone from, I don't know what the numbers advantage was for the men, but now the women have the numbers advantage, 4-3.
They do.
It was what, like 7-4? 3 men in a row went out?
I think at the merge,
who was the merge boot?
From Kane, Alex, Eric, Harry. So we're at 4 in a row.
Oh, 4, yeah. So it was 8-4.
Yeah.
And now it's 4-3. Wow.
No, it's 4-2 now. So it was 7-4. You're right. Yeah.
7-4. Yeah.
Math.
I can't do it.
It was 6-4. It was 6-4, and now it's a 4-2.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think the guys could get together at all. That clearly didn't work. Do you have a preference between the Fire and Sunshine alliance of Fluke and Holly, or the Fluke Victoria duo?
Yes. I love Holly, but I do feel that Victoria and Fluke have a more natural chemistry. To me, Fluke and Victoria feel like actual friends, and Fluke and Holly feel like when you go to like college orientation and you meet one person and you're like, oh my God, we're going to be like best friends, and then you like never talk to them after that week. That's what it feels like. They're just like, oh my God, girl, we're like literally the same person. Like, you're sunshine and fire. We're both like hot. Like, it's not real connection. It's not a real conversation. Whereas I feel like Fluke and Victoria seem to have like a genuine deep-seated bond.
Yeah. Well, it's fire and sunshine versus fire and ice. And I feel like the opposite, like the polar ends of the fire and ice thing, go together in a really compelling way.
Yeah. Also, fire and ice is a thing, and fire and sunshine is not.
You never heard of fire and sunshine?
No.
2 quotes from this kind of alliance I enjoyed. Holly saying, "This is College Park, Maryland. Lock your door."
Yeah. I mean, okay.
College Park has a rep for that kind of thing, especially back in the day. It did.
Back in the day, when was this? Like 2014?
It's on the rise. College Park's on the rise.
Oh my God, it's on the green line. You're fine.
And then also my new autobiography, if I'm Holly, me, Fluke, and the Stolen Idol.
Yes. Yeah. The Earl and the Dying Girl, me, Fluke, and the Stolen Idol. I liked Harry calling you a liar.
Yeah, I was like, well, why are you lying?
What motivation do you have?
Now I lie. I suck eggs in my room. I'm just getting a lot of hate this season. If you just add in Siona to the mix, and I would be like, just crying.
Does Siona hate you?
She had a lot of trash talk to me.
Oh.
Yeah. No. In like a banter way.
Yeah.
She said
I love you, but
unfair, and I was like, this wasn't even an unfair challenge.
Austin, I love you, but whatever Siona said, I agree.
That's fair. I can't deny that. I also, when the 4 lines came together, Holly's quote of, "They're just like boys. I don't understand." More content.
Tea.
Yeah. Let's go into the Superlatives challenge, which I don't know. If I had to guess, I feel like this would be one of your favorite challenges.
Yes. Of course. It's one of the only challenges I played in real life.
Are you upset about? I personally don't do the like coconut chop style thing, because especially when it's this late in the game, I don't like that deciding immunity. But did you miss that?
No, coconut chop is only good because of the questions. It's not good because of the coconut chop element. Points, right. It's fine.
Okay. You love me as a producer. I feel good about this.
Well, I mean, we've played a version of this, right, at an Airbnb with a big group of people, and 0 people were like, no, we have to do the elimination thing so that our friends get to play for less long and it's less fun for more people.
Yeah.
Like, we want to see everybody's answers to everything. That is the point of this challenge. If anything, getting coconut chopped early is an advantage because you don't have to reveal what you think about people.
Right. I just, it plays both ways. I think that the superlatives already reveal a lot about how people feel about each other anyways, so I don't think you need the coconut chop element to set those dynamics.
They did it this way in the Amazon, and it worked great.
That's a good memory. I didn't remember that.
Yeah, it's when they had it actually at Tribal Council at night, and it was very cool. And there was no coconut. It was just points.
They should have more tribal council challenges, I think.
Yeah, it's
Challenges are fun. Yeah, very neat. Monica will be hosting.
She's a neat lady.
So I thought since we do the superlative kind of things at the end of the episode, you can tell me if you think you'd enjoy this or not. But I thought that you could give the superlatives for these questions based on how you feel about them.
Sure. Like if I was doing the
and
survey.
It's up to you. Yes. And we could do it for either just the final 7 or for the whole cast. It's up to you.
We could do the whole cast.
Okay. This one, I don't know. Who's the biggest threat in challenges? That's not a fun one. So
yeah, probably Eric.
For the ones that are like game related, we probably should do.
We can skip those.
Well, like who's most likely to make the final tribal council?
Oh, okay. Well, I already know who wins, so I'm not going to say that person, but I do not know who makes the final tribal council besides that person. Okay. I'll go with everybody. I think Holly is in a really good spot here.
Okay. Most likable person.
I think to me, Feluke is the most likable, but I can see how she's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Who would be the most bitter juror?
Harry.
Yeah. I think Harry was bitter that he didn't win that one.
Yeah.
Most attractive person, because we've sort of touched on this, but
yeah, I think it's probably Marissa or Alex.
Okay. All right. Who thinks that they're running the game? And I feel like I explained this in real time as like sort of like a false confidence, but
yeah, I mean definitely Feluke. She has a fake idol that she thinks is real.
Who is the most annoying? It's a tough one.
Yeah, Harry.
Least
or
likable.
Charlie.
I was gonna say least likable. Is it Harry or Charlie?
Yes.
Okay. Least deserves to be in the game.
I mean, I do think Terry is a good. And this one I have to pick from kind of like the people who are still left because the other people aren't in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise I would say Maria.
What? That's the one?
Yeah, least deserving to have been cast.
Maria? Oh, Sierra. Wait, which one? You have a raspy Maria?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She didn't do anything but have a lunch with Eric King where she didn't talk about games. What?
She had a feud with Sabrina. We like feuds.
I mean...
Lita, I can't believe that you don't like watching
Yeah,
it.
I mean her or like Katie or Kane.
I would say Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kane.
Kane. Can we pause for a second on Terry here, because Terry won 2 in a row in the real version of this. And first of all, I very much like Marissa's answer of Terry again, because I didn't know your name until 3 weeks ago.
Fair. She just thought people were saying Harry this whole time. She didn't know there was a guy named Terry.
She finally realized there was another one.
Yeah.
What did you think about Terry getting these pretty bad ones? Just 2 really awful ones.
Makes sense to me if he's never around.
Yeah.
Also, he lives so far away.
It's hard to like someone when you don't live close to them.
Exactly. I
don't have any friends who are out of town.
None.
It's just It's just geography. You can't do it. Who would you trust with your life?
Victoria.
Okay. I mean, tough going with Holly there. She's been an EMT. You get like the trust element and the health element, but
yeah, but she's not an EMT anymore.
It's true. Who is most likely to stay true to their word?
Nobody. I don't know. Terry, maybe.
Okay.
I don't think he's deceived anybody yet.
Well, he told everybody sort of that he had an idol and it wasn't true, but then he regretted
doing
it.
Yeah. I mean, when you try to lie and then renege, then yeah.
Is renege a new challenge that I'm going to do? You only like
You just sit in your room sucking reneges.
Reneges and ham. Most likely to stab you in the back.
Zach.
Okay. That seemed to be what everyone thought too.
Yeah.
Who is the dark horse?
Victoria.
Okay. Yeah. Harry was really keen on pointing out that she had not gotten her name written down yet. And then
Yeah, we heard you the first time.
did you know that she hasn't gotten her name?
Oh my god! Amazing observation. Amazing.
I think a little bit early on the shade terminal. I think that she's a trendsetter. I don't feel like shade was a huge thing back in 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most deserving to win at this point?
Victoria.
Okay. And who would be totally unable to survive on a real island?
Fluke.
Yeah, Fluke would lose her mind.
Yeah.
If I wanted to have a water challenge, and Fluke said no. And I was like, okay, fine, if you say so.
I mean, if somebody can't physically do something, then
yeah,
I'm
gonna put up a fight about it. It also was a pain in the ass to get things in the pool. So
yeah, that was the same thing when we did, and I know that you didn't produce the weekend edition that I played, but I had said I'm not doing an eating thing.
Yeah.
I don't. If you want me to just throw it and that's worth it to you, then fine. But to me, it would be more fun if everyone could participate in a challenge, and I'm not doing that.
The producers wanted to do it for the drama. Well, I appreciate you doing that though, because I definitely didn't want to do an eating challenge.
I don't think I would have made it far enough for that to. It probably required too much prep anyway. They didn't want to do that, but. I mean, I'll eat literally anything as long as it's vegan. I would be amazing at an eating challenge as long as I could. Either I'm the least picky eater in the world, but I just wasn't. Obviously, it was going to be what?
Bugs would not be vegan?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I have eaten bugs before, though, before I was vegetarian.
No. And you missed it so much, probably.
I had no issue with it. They're just kind of crunchy and don't taste like anything. But yeah, I was just I'm not doing. I think they did have a chicken finger thing later that you had to do, but I would have literally just sat that challenge out.
Okay, we made it through the superlatives. Great job, Lita. I think you won.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
Yeah.
An immunity. So if you all wanted to vote me out, then that sucks because I won.
Yeah, so let's go into to this tribal council. I'm trying to think if I have any also with this challenge, Fluke asking if I knew the answer to the tiebreaker. No, I just came up with the tiebreaker and did not have an answer.
I think she meant off the top of your head.
Yeah, I was like, what? They also were both so far off, which I found hilarious.
But they were so close to each other.
Yeah, they both got to the same. I don't know what tribal councils they inserted into their mind.
Have you seen? It's a little bit of a meme in the Big Brother world, but there was a Big Brother Canada challenge where it was a tiebreaker, and somebody literally had so much math on their page, and at the end it just said something 4 times 7 equals 59 or something something.
That's definitely what happened in this one.
So wrong. I mean, Fluke said foreshadowing. Fluke said earlier that at the start of the challenge that counting has never been her strong suit.
It wasn't Beyonce trivia. So
she was like, "Are there 7 of us?" And she was like, "Counting has never been my thing."
Yeah, well, Marissa slightly better counter. We got another reminder. We got another reminder of Harry only confident in Holly. Just so much confidence in Holly.
Yep.
Holly could never let him down. It's impossible.
Never ever.
What side are you taking in the Terry versus Harry feud we got?
No.
Terry doesn't do much in this game, said Harry.
Nope. No side.
No?
Nope.
No side? Well, Terry is equally as bad as Harry now?
I mean, Harry's already gone. So he's less of a problem for me.
So yes, as you mentioned earlier, this is the drunk Marissa tribal. A lot of things going on with the sunglasses, asking Harry to not say whoa so much.
I mean, I also didn't want him to say whoa so much.
I just don't know what he was doing.
It's just annoying.
Yeah. Holly also a little bit, tipsy at that tribal, and some loose lips there from Holly.
Yeah. I mean, she's in her going out outfit, so I would expect
see it.
What?
I told you would see it.
Yeah, so I would expect nothing less. Is this a Friday night tribal?
It must have been something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have comments on the Luke?
She looks pretty.
Yeah. Holly's got some great going out outfits.
Yeah.
What did you think on Fluke's just kind of going with I'm voting for Harry? openly.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that at this point. In her position in Final 7, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't know if there's any reason to do it. But I don't think there's also any real reason not to.
My thought is that she just wanted to say something so that Tribal would end.
Yeah.
And also, like, I think Harry is the type of person who would be like, oh, like I think there is something to that with him believing in the chivalrous aspect of it or something. But
I mean, I do think that, like, if Feluke were to make it to the end, I do think that Harry would prefer to vote for her, having said it outright, than somebody who blindsided him.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. That was the main notes I had. So Harry goes out. We can pour one out. I guess you've already drank yours, so you've crushed your celebratory glass.
Yep.
Did you want to cancel Harry one more time?
Yep. Harry, you're canceled.
The tribe has spoken.
Yep.
The cancellation tribe.
You get a second torch that burns until you're canceled, until I cancel you.
Did you have a favorite quote from the double episode?
Let's see. I think the Beyonce trivia.
Yeah, Beyonce trivia is a good one. I thought it was that challenge. You talked about your That's So College moment.
Yes.
I had a new award for this week. You ready for it?
Yes.
It's the person. It's kind of predicting for next week. It's the person who's most likely to be out, and I call it the Fish Out of Water Award.
Okay. I think this week's Fish Out of Water. It's gonna have to be either Marissa if the girls choose to kind of hold off for another week before going against the original Hukatanas. Or I feel like, well, Zach's like definitely going to use his idol, I feel like, at Final 6. So it's probably not. Zach was so quiet this episode that I have like no idea what's going on with him. Who's the other? Yeah. It's Zach, Terry, and who's the other guy that's left?
That's it.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's either going to be Marissa or Zach.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't talk much about Zach. I think the one thing he seemed like he was leaning to, or not leaning towards, just like considering doing, was trying to make a play to save Eric, but it certainly didn't seem like he...
Hey, Marissa saying she thought that everybody thought Zach was the most attractive.
It's true. Mm-hmm. Making a play.
Yeah.
She said that she was cute at the beginning of the season, so maybe there's some showman's buzz.
Yeah. Was there?
No.
Oh, well.
I mean, not that I know of.
Okay, but you know of everybody who's hooked up with everybody on Survivor Maryland.
That's probably not true. I'm sure there's ones I don't know.
Okay.
Before we get to the Lita of the Pack award, did you have other notes that you had or questions? I didn't ask about those off the top.
No, I mean I asked you why Feluke screamed and when the idols expire.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those are the big ones. All right, so who does get the Lita of the Pack award?
It's tough. Is Lita of the Pack who I think is in the best position, or who played the best this week, or just who I liked the best?
I wrote down most brilliant player of the week, but it can be whatever you want it to be.
I mean, I gotta give Marissa some kind of props because this is the first time I kind of saw in her what people like, and it's maybe just because, as I mentioned, there are certain types of people that I like a lot better when they're drunk, and maybe Marissa is just one of those people. But I still think, I mean, Victoria made a mistake and was able to totally recover from it. So,
which one are you going with?
I don't know. And Holly also got immunity. She did so well. I have to pick one. I'll say I actually think she secured herself some information from Feluke. She won immunity. I think that Holly is really well set up here. I'm going to give it to Holly.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. With like, she also got Harry out without too much blood, and it's the girls' line's set up. So okay, Holly wins it. Otherwise, it's going to be the third in a row for Victoria. So that would have been unprecedented.
Yeah, I guess.
in our podcast. All right. Well, I will say that the last 3 episodes are very intense, and it takes up a notch, and that can be in a good way, but an interesting way. So I will. That's all I'll say for now, but I'm very interested to hear your takes on them.
Okay. Well, everybody go enjoy Real Survivor tonight.
Yes. Do you have do we have a cancellation list for this? Oh, this is an easy one.
Well, I mean, Harry's been canceled.
I meant for Real Survivor, but I think.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do. Tony, Sarah, and Nick are canceled.
Yeah. Oh, not Ben.
Ben is like Survivor canceled. Like, I don't want him to win because he doesn't deserve to win Survivor and didn't deserve it his first time, but no evidence of him being IRL canceled.
Okay, got it. I didn't ask you if you had any other besides canceling Harry again. Did you have any other Survivor Maryland cancels?
Everybody's good.
Okay.
I mean, Eric calling Holly a bitch, not great.
I think that the Maryland campus just must have had a different meaning for it. It's just very widely accepted.
Yeah, apparently.
I feel like it's very much like the Jesse Pinkman era of like.
Please don't make Breaking Bad references to me.
It's on the poster on one of the walls of somebody in the season. I swear.
I think you mean Todd Chavez.
Who?
It's Aaron Paul's character from BoJack Horseman.
I haven't seen BoJack yet, so yeah.
Okay.
Look, I have a lot of shows to catch up on. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, Lita, thank you again for a great job. Job well done.
Thank you, Austin.
Just remember, we accept the love that we think we deserve. And just take that with you.
We really do. I hope that on the loved ones visit tonight, everybody remembers that.
What is it like to be a child? I just need to know.
Bring back Boston Powers.
In my 40 seasons of Survivor, I've never seen anything like this of 4 people. Oh wait, yeah, because you haven't.
Yes.
Okay, well, we will talk soon. We'll just do episode 11 next time, and we will go from there. Okay. I also I think of I enjoy the Final 6 people a lot, and I will at some point try to have potentially some guests on from that realm of things, but we'll see.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, I know you're excited to have Terry on as a guest.
I mean, I feel like I've said mean things about almost everybody, so unless we get Victoria on, I might be in trouble.
Harry will be joining us right now. Live from
your apartment. Come on.
Live from the Quidditch Olympics.
He's still there.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.